Marky told me. His mate, the Shield, told him. At school. The Shield's dad's in the South Wiltshire and he's at a barbecue Sunday, laughing about it with a bunch of other dads. Everyone at the school gate knows. All the other mums, all the kids, and yet I call you Sunday, you're in the pub. Sure, no problem. I'll take Mark at the fair. I get here, and you're sitting around getting pissed with a bunch of kids. Marky comes home every day. Scratches, bruises, his bag handle torn. Your dad don't pay no tax. Your dad's a jippo. Not my dad, Mum. My dad's great. My dad's the best. Oh, yes, Marky. Yes, he's a one-off. He can't even take his own boy up the fair. He can't keep a promise to a 6-year-old child. Question. Do you have drugs in there? When your son is? Because when the police get here tomorrow morning, what they're going to find, eh? Because that's what Marky needs next. You in prison for the next 10 fucking years. Marky needs that like a bag on his head. Do you have drugs in there, John? Do you? Do you have drugs in there, John? Oh, fuck off!
And what way did you mean for it to happen? That I would never find out and we could go on pretending? Or maybe I was to find something and I'd confront you and somehow it would all flip round that it was my fault and I'd forgive you and we could go through the rest of our lives me thinking, what's wrong with me? What is it about me that makes my husband want to fuck other women? Is that how you meant for it to happen? Jesus. A thought just came to me. I know who it is. I don't know her, but I saw her. Kept looking at me the other day in the shop. This girl, she kept looking at me and every time I'd look at her, she'd look away. It's her, isn't it? She runs a pub or something. It's her, isn't it? Don't say a damn thing, Joe. You do not get a chance to justify yourself. You hurt me. And that's all you need to understand. It's funny. I feel in some way lighter. The other day at the hospital, I kept looking at all the babies and I thought to myself, maybe me and Joe aren't right for having children. And that's the first time I thought that. I think that's why I brought the doll home. To give you a chance to prove me wrong. You can take the good suitcases and I'll iron some clothes for you. You do not get a choice, Joe. I am doing my best to maintain what little dignity I have left. And if you were to stay, I'd only end up having to cut your fucking eyes out. And I wouldn't be pretending either.
We do a project on crimes against humanity. I bring in a copy of Hello magazine. They're laughing, but don't understand. Did a presentation, celebrities, breast implants, super rich mansions. Quite impassioned. I may have spat once or twice accidentally. At the end of it, I finish, and I look up, and they're all staring at me. Just staring, silent. I remember going to Alton Towers with my mum, and that was nice. She didn't drink, not one drink for the entire day. The only thing was, she kept on putting me on the children's rides. Now, 15 years old and sitting on top of a pink elephant with a top hat. Last week I'm standing outside of Dixon's watching the news through the shop window, and I found that even without the sound, I knew exactly what to feel, because my body had become conditioned to its emotional structure, which was embarrassing, because I'm always in tears by the end of it. I remember going to church when I was 11, just going in on my own. I soon stopped though. I think I made them feel uncomfortable. Now mediocrity, that's another example of a weakness which is also a strength. Now I'm fairly average at everything, so it means I managed to survive. But it also means I'm fairly average at everything.
I'm looking for love. I'm actively looking for love. You know those traffic light parties where you wear red if you're not available, amber if you might be, and green if you absolutely are? Well, I'm on green. Constantly. I sometimes think that my heart might fall out of my ribcage and land on my feet at the pace at which it beats. I like a lot of things. I love a lot of things. I get excited pretty easily about food and friends and parties and events and the weather and sex and just hanging out. I like Facebook a lot. I have it as an app on my iPhone, which I sort of hate because I like to think of myself as kind of an arty person. A bit of a free spirit even, which is so cheesy, but if you knew me, you wouldn't think it sounds so bleh, you know? I'm a bit cartwheely, a bit sort of out there, you know? I sometimes just get on a train to wherever without buying a ticket and just chat away to whoever I'm next to. Mum worries that I'm not safe. A lot. When she found out that I was moving to London, she bought me 3 rape alarms and some mace, which she said was surprisingly easy to get hold of once she figured out how to use Google when I asked her why she was sending me illegal goods. I'd never do online dating. You do hear horror stories. And it's so horribly unromantic. But I did once put an advert on dalstondating.com just to see. And you have to come up with a name and a tagline. And mine was, insert something witty here. And I just got a whole load of cock jokes, so I had to start again. Small smiler seeks man with hands that might be good at holding my hand for walks, kisses, and cook-offs. Must be tall enough to rest his chin upon my head. Must have a good voice for reading stories out loud, bonus. And knowledge of stars, clincher. I have mapped out the heavens through the constellations with those glow-in-the-dark stars on every bedroom ceiling I've had since I was 8. Still searching.
The kitchen is mine. The house is mine. What's more, the port of Buncrana is mine. The ports of Ireland are ours and ours alone. Look out there. That's what they want. They want the ports of our free, neutral country. It's for them, they want us in this war. And they think they might still get us because they believe that even after all they've done to us, after all the suffering they've put us through, that we can still hate the Germans more than we hate the English. Alec, do you know how deeply you're hated? How deservedly you are hated? Bottle of rum, glass of wine, a drink over the table. Think that's enough to settle the differences between us? You know answer? Are you not going to dazzle us with your British diplomacy? Or is that shit being scared out of you? This isn't some shower of paddies with sticks and stones. This is the full might of Hitler's army. And you're going to lose this war. Germany's going to win this war. The might of Hitler's army is going to win this war.
You're not a bad guy. I'm not into bad... You're not a bad guy. I'm not into bad guys. I liked you because you were funny in physics, and you were nice to my little brother, and your jeans look great. And anyway, you can change if you really want to. There's no rules. Well, aren't you going to ask me the question? What's it like? Because it is amazing. There's this whole other world right underneath, like a vibration or something. Hey, see when the car flipped and time kind of slowed down? Well, that's what it's like. It's not until you get to this time, the right time, that you see it's all just moving too fast to see. I think you know it's there. I think you can feel it, but you just can't see it. Well, when that car flipped, we got to see it for real, didn't we? And now I see it all the time, where I am. Oh, and it's great. It's simple. It's beautiful. And yeah, I'm fine. And I'm not gone, Jake. You're just moving too fast to see me.
Prude, I think, would be a bit far. I'm not very... I find it quite difficult to... I've never been one of the lads, I suppose. I get quite excited about constellations and foraging. I am good at computer programming, debugging, coding and compilation. I don't like change or too much travel. I've only owned a television for 3 weeks, and that's only because the woman that used to live here, Felicity or something, left it behind, and I quite like University Challenge, and I don't mind Blue Planet, but I can't get my head around much more than that. Which is odd, I suppose, because Blue Planet is about the entire world, and EastEnders, for example, is just one street or square as far as I can gather. I don't drink very much. I can't... Never really enjoyed it. Apart from Archers and Lemonade, but that isn't something you can order down the pub with the aforementioned lads. Not that I know any lads, actually. Well, Mike, maybe, who did physics and was in my college, and who once relieved himself, number 2, on a girl who was asleep in her bed after too many snake bites. And if any of you need me to elaborate on that sentence, I can't, really. So I couldn't explain what a snake bite actually is, other than it is a beverage and it does seem to get people incredibly drunk. I find people quite difficult, actually. I've never been the kind of person who could, with people. It just seems to be beyond me, just out of reach. It was on the 18th of July that my heart began to beat, and I began to bridge the gap and be on the brink of being a real-life human, because all of a sudden, I am in love.
He always has to have the upper hand with me. He doesn't think anything. Still, like a kid, he thinks he is somehow better than me because he's had sex. Obviously he has. He's my dad. Everyone thinks they are so much fucking better than me, or grown up, or something, because They've had sex, and I haven't. Everyone thinks the whole world just comes down to sex. Not even love, but sex. Every soap, every book, every film, every conversation, every emotion I ever have, there is always someone tracing it back to sex. The origin of everything. Even my own dad. All it's come down to is what I like in sex, whether he is having sex with my mum or not, or whether I'm having sex. I'm not embarrassed. It's not like there haven't been times where I could have done. There's just never been anyone I wanted to with, so why would I do it? What's the point? It's not like I'm missing out on anything huge. Don't be like that. It's just like, just because I've never actually done it, I'm unattractive, or immature, or a freak, or even a fucking lesbian. I mean, the 10, maybe 15, maybe even 20 minutes where you actually have sex, where you actually have a guy's dick, why is that such a big deal? Just because I have not done one thing with one guy, just once, for less than a quarter of an hour, everyone thinks I'm somehow lacking and don't understand the absolute key to the world.
They laughed at my mum, destroyed her. Took away her bowels to stop it spreading, the doctors did. Gave her a plastic bag, she hated it, the bag to urinate in. She hated it. She said, it's like having a bath wearing a life belt. She used to sing in the pub by the flats. When she sang Goodnight Irene, all the women cried. She's a legend, her voice. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. This one night, they had this dwarf comic on, and when he went off stage, he never took off the microphone. And it was still standing there about 3.5 feet from the ground. And they wanted a song, and they kept chanting, Elsie, give us a song, Elsie, give us a song. And the man on the piano started playing the beginning of Goodnight Irene because it was her like signature tune. So eventually she got up and the piano player asked for hush and gave her the microphone. And she said, I'm very overcome to know you all. I'm very overcome to hear you all gave money for the collection for the flowers when I had my unfortunate operation. She was very moved. In the quiet there was this sound, this noise coming out the loudspeakers because the dwarf's microphone was still switched on and it was still standing about waist height to my mum. Sound of gushing water. The dwarf's microphone picked up the sound of my mum passing water into the plastic bag and everyone could hear it. Through the loudspeakers the sound went on. Some of the people, they laughed. They laughed. That night at home she got up out of bed and drank a pint of bleach which killed her. It was very quiet at home after that.
I just spoke to Lisa. She said if I don't come home like right now, I'm in big trouble. I told her that I got this match, that I can't let my teammates down at such short notice. She hung up. Shit. It's blackmail, isn't it? She says she wants me to pack in the table tennis thing and start working evenings. She wants us to make more money, to move into a bigger place and start a family. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's why she wanted me home. Oh, I'm dead certain that she was going to tell me that... What do you know? Well, that she's... Oh, shit. Ozzy, I'm only 23 3/4. I'm not ready to start a family. On the weekdays, I'm mini-cabbing. The weekends, I'm on the moped with the knowledge. She's pushing me too hard, Oz. Too hard and too fast. I'm on my way to work this morning, and I remind Lisa that I'll be late. I've got this match, I'll be late. She says she doesn't know about any match and she wants me home this evening. I say it's a very important match, that I cannot, that I will not let my teammates down at such short notice. She says she's not interested in my team loyalty. She's my team. Where's my team loyalty to her? Now, she was making my sarnies. So I take the sarnies and I go to work. By this point, I'm super fucking tense. I'm on Cricklewood Broadway heading down Shoot Up Hill on my way to the first punter of the day. I'm stopped at the lights. Out of nowhere, this kid with a squeezy and a bucket starts jumping all over my windscreen. Now there's Lisa. There's the fucking traffic. I'm in no mood to have my windscreen washed, so I say no. And I start with the wipers. The light goes green. I'm holding everybody up. The whole fucking world is honking at me. This kid, this little kid, Ozzy, grabs hold of my windscreen wiper and snaps it off. Now I'm out of the car in an instant, and I'm saying, well, you know, I'm yelling, "What the fuck did you do that for?" And the kid comes back with, "'Cause I'm having a hard fucking day. And wankers like you don't make it any easier." And then he hit me in the face with his bucket. And then he ran off. A 9-year-old. New wiper set me back 15 quid.
How do I tell Lisa I slept with her mother? I mean, if I say, "Lisa, I bagged your mum," she'll be devastated. I can't like sidle into it from somewhere else or casually change the conversation. Like, "Lisa, you know your mum? I've had her. I don't know how much weight to give it. But I hate all this lying. The secrecy's eating away at me." It was last month. Lisa forced me. She forced me to buy tickets for this charity toga party. Stupid idea, dressing up in the sheet you go to bed in for a party. And then she has this law conference. You were there. So she suggested I take the mother. She suggested I take the mother. Now when you think of mother, you get an entirely different image to this mad woman. She's not like other people's mothers. She's got this intensity that makes you spin after a while. I don't think even she can handle it sometimes. Anyway, we were drinking this punch and we were wankered, we were mullered, right? And we went on this trip around the stately home where the charity toga party was being held, and we come to the master bedroom, so we're like, check it out. Once the door closed, it was kind of obvious what was going to happen. I don't know why. No one said anything. At least I don't remember saying anything. I mean, I won't do it again. I suppose there's no solution, really. Either I tell her, she gets devastated, or I don't tell her, and I suffer. So, I don't know what to do, really. Deceive her or destroy her.